Hey everyone, it's Kyle. Welcome back to the channel. It has been some time since I've filmed any videos. The video I just posted was obviously filmed a couple months ago, and so I thought I would just do a quick video to update you guys on where I've been, what I've been doing, what I'm reading right now, and my plans for the channel for the rest of the year. So in July I was experiencing a bit of burnout. You know what happens, I was juggling too many things, and I decided to take a step back from the channel just because editing always feels like work, even though I really like, the interaction and posting the videos and getting to be creative. It can be a lot of work, especially when you're tired after work and stuff. So I did do a little bit of, I did like 2 videos in July, but I was kind of feeling like I was going to take August off. So then I took almost all of August off. I just posted an August TBR. And then at the beginning of September, or actually the end of August, I got a new job that I was really excited for and would require a lot of time. I work in hospitality. I'm a restaurant server, and the job that I got was like a very high-end fine dining restaurant. I served a billionaire while I worked there, so things like that. And it required a lot of training, a lot of work, and I really had to dedicate a lot of my free time to getting that all done. And I ended up really not vibing with the job, so at the end of September, I called it quits, and I only worked there for a month. So while I was doing that, I was trying to train, and I was also working at my other job, which I thankfully do like. So I just had no real free time to be doing videos. All that is to say that I'm back to one job now. I will be working more often than I was, but I have free time once again, and I really miss making videos now. I really miss engaging in the community more because I essentially didn't watch BookTube during that time. Like a couple videos maybe, but mostly I just was hands off for the whole month of September. I missed a lot of people's videos and stuff like that. So now I'm back. I do want to be more consistent. I always want to be more consistent. I'm going to try to get into a mindset of filming a couple videos on the same day of the week every week, and then just editing them throughout the week so I can get more consistent. We'll see how that goes. I didn't completely disappear from BookTube during that time, though. I was featured in Library of Vikings' video where he asked me to be involved with some of my favorite booktubers talking about their favorite book of the year. I will link that video if you have not seen it, but it is a great video with a lot of representation from many authors, including several of my favorite authors. And I was just stoked to be a part of that video. Also fulfilling something that I said in my very first video, where I wanted to be included in Library of Alexandria's book Jeopardy! I was featured on the last episode with the fantastic Benghis Khan and Philip Chase, the Dr. Fantasy himself. And shout out to both of them. It was a ton of fun. I didn't know that Benghis actually sits down with a pen and paper every day and writes down all of the booktube drama that has ever happened. I didn't know that. And so I felt like me and Philip went in on a disadvantage for that. Also, shout out to Philip, who is a complete killer on the buzzer. That dude was just ready to go, and I had a lot of fun with both of those guys. I will link Jeopardy if you somehow have not seen it, but I had great fun on that, so thank you so much to Alan for including me, and for the other guys for being wonderful sports. I'm also participating in a read-along on the Grimoire Discord of the Sun Eater series by Christopher Rocchio. We are reading Kingdoms of Death this month in October, but in September we did Demon in White, and we did the Howling Dark After Show with Tall Guy Reads, Theo from Rekindled Reader, Jordan Reads, Treebeard's book reviews, and of course the man himself, Christopher Rocchio. That was a wonderful time. I'll link that as well, just in case you haven't seen it. But we will also be doing the Demon in White live stream sometime this month, so keep an eye out for that one. It should be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to read Kingdoms of Death and continue on with the series, hopefully with Christopher Rocchio along to guide us for the live shows. We'll see how that goes, but that series is wild, man. It is so good. Demon in White, just absolutely every scene was just great, and I'm just excited to talk about it. I do have one video that I filmed way back in late June or early July or something like that I'm currently editing. It's a bit of a long one. It is the books that have influenced me the most in my life. I got kind of personal in that one and talked about a lot of things that have influenced me. So it's one that I'm really looking forward to sharing with you guys because I put a lot of myself into that one, and hopefully I can spark some good discussions. Look for that one in a couple of days. Also, if you may have noticed, the June wrap-up came out, and I'm not going to do a July and an August and a September wrap-up this month. That would just be absurd. Instead, I'm going to film one video that is going to be kind of a summer overview, some of the highlights, the lowlights, and some of the things that didn't meet my expectations but weren't necessarily bad. because while I was really busy, I did end up reading a lot. That was partially because my journey to my new job every day was 40 minutes there and back, so I had a lot of audiobook time, and also just when I'm tired, I want to read to decompress, so I did a lot of reading. So I did read some great books while I was away, and I'm excited to discuss them. I want to do some book reviews, specifically for Fairy Tale by Stephen King, Babel by R.F. Kuang, which I just finished today, and I should be recording a video for soon. The Lions of Al Rassan by Guy Gavriel Kay, which is incredible. Swan Song by Robert McCammon, also incredible. So I don't know if I will talk about all those books in individual reviews or if I will just go in more in depth for a couple of them for my wrap up. We will see how I feel. But yeah, I have a lot of great books that I want to discuss with you guys. Regarding what I'm reading right now, I just finished Babel today, as I mentioned, and that was a good book. I have some problems with it, but overall, I did really like it. I am currently reading Fall of Hyperion, which is right here. As you can see, I'm not too far into it, maybe like 60 pages. I'm mostly doing audio for Fall of Hyperion, and I'm just kind of leafing through this, sometimes for immersion reading and sometimes, just for a couple pages here or there. I will say it's not gripping me like Hyperion was, but Alex over at Tall Guy Reads also said the same thing to me about part 1, and then he loved the book. So I'm wondering if just like when I get to a certain point, I'm going to really love it. But I'm reading that right now. And I am also reading Valor by John Gwynne. I am buddy reading this with Alex from Tall Guy Reads once again, and Jordan Reads. I'm about halfway through it right now, and I'm really liking it. I'm liking it a lot more than Malice. I have a few minor problems, but overall, he leveled up so much during this book, and if he continues to get better with every book and nail this climax, I could see Faithful in the Fallen becoming one of my favorite series for sure, because this man knows how to write action, he knows how to write characters, and he knows how to write really good plots. So I'm looking forward to continuing on with this book and seeing how I feel. I also have like a fair amount of rereads scheduled for myself this month. I'm doing a reread of Salem's Lot. I'm doing a reread of Dawn Shard by Brandon Sanderson because I haven't experienced the audiobook before. I'm doing a reread of Bands of Mourning to prepare for the Lost Metal next month. And I also want to get to The Shining this month as well. So I'm going to be trying to fit in some rereads, mostly on audio. I may even fit in the second book of the Saxon stories, The Pale Horseman, on audio because Jonathan Keeble narrates them, and I listened to The Last Kingdom last month, which was a reread as well. And Jonathan Keeble is just an excellent narrator, and I want to listen to as much of the stuff that he's done as I can. And The Pale Horseman is one of my favorite books, so it seems like a no-brainer for me. Going forward for the rest of the year, my plans are actually to orientate my reading to get to a specific goal in December, and that is to finish a lot of series in December. I currently have 13 series outlined to finish in the month of December. I'm not going to read anything in December that is not the final volume of a series or the final book released. Like I'm planning to read Battleground by Jim Butcher, which is not the last Dresden book, but it is the last Dresden book available. So yeah, December I think is just going to be absolutely wild. I don't know if I will get to all 13 because some of them are really huge, like Ship of Destiny and Dark Tower, but we'll see. I'm going to try my best to get as many series done in December. And so because of that, I have to orientate my reading to get me to that point. I have a couple series where I have one book left to get before the final book. So like in November, I want to read Ruin so that I can read Wrath in December. And, I still have to read Mad Ship. I just started Mad Ship 2, actually. I'm like 20 pages in. It's excellent as always. And so that will be taking up the most of my reading for the rest of the year, is to try and do that. And then I can start January fresh, because I'm going to be doing the A Song of Ice and Fire read-along with Joanna and many, many other people. I feel like this A Song of Ice and Fire read-along has just absolutely blown up, and I could not be more excited. A Song of Ice and Fire is my favorite series of all time. It will be my 6th time through the series, and I'm excited to be able to experience it this time with people. There's people from all different sides. There's people who have reread it many times. There's people who are doing their first reread since reading it the first time. There are people who haven't read it for a long time. We have people like Jordan who thinks she doesn't like the series, and I'm going to convince her that she does, hopefully. And of course, we have people who have never read the series before. So if you are wanting to jump in on that, that will be such a fun time. It's starting in January. Also in January, I'm hoping to start Malazan. I'm buddy reading it with Bookborn, and I don't know when she will be ready to start because she is doing the SBFBO stuff as well, and she's a judge, so that might take up some of her time in January. So we might start Malazan in February. But regardless, I want to close off as many series as possible before I open up a reread of A Song of Ice and Fire and do Malazan. I'm also going to be starting a buddy read for the Red Rising series in January as well. So I have a lot of new things starting in January, and I want to close up as many things as possible, and I'm hoping that I can get that done. So that's where I've been, what I've been doing, all that good stuff. I'm excited to make more videos for you guys. I'm excited. I have some plans in the work for some live streams, for some author interviews. We will see where things go. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see some of this stuff coming up, or if you just like chatting with me. I really appreciate the support, and it's so nice to be back, guys. Hopefully I can keep up the pace, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.